This just into the newsroom, a Fox News alert. The Harvard Crimson, a student-run newspaper out of Harvard, is now reporting that their president, embattled President Claudine Gay, is set to resign imminently, reporting she's planning to do so this afternoon. She's been in the position just 6 months. She's now facing lasting criticism about her alleged inability to manage anti-Semitism across the campus and protect Jewish students. She's also facing nearly 50 accusations of distinct incidents of plagiarism in her publications, her academic publications. All this coming to a head. It looks like this afternoon, Harvard Crimson and the Boston Globe are now reporting that she is going to step aside and announce her resignation imminently.
That's what she get.
Little ChatGPT never hurt nobody.
All right, I do want to hear
little
OT's take.
ChatGPT never hurt nobody.
I do want to hear OT's take, but
ChatGPT.
I want to hear
that shit never hurt nobody, man. What's it there for if you can't use it? You know.
The man with the plan.
The man with the plan has to say about this.
I'm actually interested to hear his take on this.
This just dropped.
We can start from the top. All right, it's not too far. Oh God, he is like he reacting.
Harvard School newspaper now reporting that the university's president, Claudine Gay, will resign this afternoon. She has recently been hit by allegations of plagiarism and a campus controversy over anti-Semitism.
This just dropped. Harvard's Professor Claudine Gay, who is also now the president of the university, at least as of this morning, has resigned. Nominally, it was about the plagiarism issues, where this woman appears like she's been plagiarizing a good portion of the articles that she's ever written. But it also comes in the aftermath of this debate about campus free speech. Now, here's my view. One lesson is affirmative action is not only bad in college admissions, it's bad in college university president hiring. If this was a person who was hired for affirmative action, it became a lot harder to fire her. But thankfully, the right result was reached, and she stepped aside. But where does Harvard go forward from here? That's the real question. You're going to have the people who say that they need a president who takes a stronger stand against anti-Semitic speech. I view it differently. I think we need a president who takes a stronger stand for free speech of Harvard, and also a president of the United States who does the same thing. So I'm going to do my part, and I hope Harvard's board steps up too. Free speech, baby.
So is he saying that it's not wrong, but she, like, the anti-Semitism? Like, is he saying, like, that's free speach?
I think that's what she was trying to defend it as, though, at first.
Well, I mean, if that's what she was doing, then I don't see what's so wrong about what she did.
That's what I thought. But the students was getting hurt.
I mean, if you're going to look at it in that context, were people getting hurt?
Yeah, they was trying to attack them. Like, they was running into the buildings and stuff. You didn't see no video?
Oh, see, now that needs to be.
That's the problem.
You got to put a lid on that.
Yeah,
you got to put a lid on that
That's
immediately.
extremely crazy.
But if they was just, I don't know, like, I don't know.
I think.
Well, I don't know. If they're putting out hateful messages against a certain group of people because they're Jewish, you can't allow that.
Yeah, that's bad too.
You can't allow that.
Yeah.
You can't allow that. But I don't know what they're saying the anti-Semitism was. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
You never seen the video?
I did hear about the plagiarism.
Hold on, dude. I got a question. Not related to the situation. But Vegas always on the bus, but he's staying in Iowa.
He's on the bus in Iowa. That's how he goes
like
city to city.
He's always on the bus in Twitter. Where is he going?
City to city.
Yeah.
To campaign.
Okay.
It's farmland. Like, bro, you see how stretched out everything
why is he
is?
just doing that in Iowa all the time?
Because that's where the caucus is.
Yeah. That's like.
He's not doing that in other states.
Because that's where the caucus is. That's the first caucus. That's preliminary. It's where they first start voting.
Okay, yeah, I know that. But like,
it's not in other states. It's in Iowa. So that's why he's traveling in Iowa to get votes to campaign. So people.
So is their vote more important than the other states?
Holy fucking
It's
shit.
the first.
They're the only one that are going to vote in the caucus. It's called the Iowa caucus. They're not doing that in Texas. But they're not doing that anywhere else but Iowa. So why would he go to other states if that's the first place they're going to?
But I don't know what the caucus is.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
It's the first vote, bro. Like for anything, for all the states. It's gonna
okay, so Iowa has the first vote in the United States election.
That's the first state. Y'all saying like that's the first state. Like okay,
we're here
going. They voted for this dude.
Iowa is voting that has the first count.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. But
trying to get out the blocks fast. You know?
I guess that would be the reason to do that.
That's why Trump been there the whole time too.
I mean, I see a lot of presidents.
That's why everybody trying to stay in Iowa. Every person, every single body. Only person I probably didn't. I think only the Republicans that really been there too.
Yeah, I mean, and that just makes sense to me. I'm just like, why y'all treating Iowa more special? But I guess they're just.
I thought about that too. I don't know.
Just confused about that.
I don't know what the caucus is though.
Yeah, I was confused about that.
So the caucus is a meeting or grouping of supporters or members of a specific political party or movement. That exact definition varies between It is the process by which voters in the Midwestern states select their top choice for their party's presidential nomination. It differs from a primary because it's overseen by the state party, not the state government, and does not require voting at a polling place. The Republican Party will hold its caucuses on January 15th in Iowa. Democrats separately.
Yeah,
We gonna be there the 14th.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna be.
We will be there the game before
Iowa,
game day.
So
We're gonna be there the day
questions,
before game day.
Put it in the comments.
The
But
12th through the
maybe we can
14th.
ask him to break that
Everybody
down a
pull
little
up to
bit.
Iowa the 12th through the
Yes.
14th.
It
Get ready to vote.
It says Iowa is the first to cast their votes in support of a presidential candidate in the election. So
Okay,
that's
so the
why
first,
he's in Iowa.
okay.
They're the only state that, well, the first state that's doing that.
Alrighty.
I mean, that's the first state you gotta campaign.
If you win the first state,
Guess that makes sense.
It probably helps you win other states because other people are like, who just won that state?
Yeah, I
who
guess
is
that.
that dude?
Well, I
And
mean,
then they
it-
go against
it really probably helps you in general.
You wouldn't know who won though.
No, they announce it on TV, don't they?
But it would be all at one time, wouldn't it?
No, I think it's state by
Iowa?
state. They say, okay,
I know,
he-
but I'm saying, but like, that wouldn't help just because another state won.
I feel like it
Wouldn't help
would because it'll be like you're more likely to vote for somebody who won that state if
But
you
if
were
it's on
already
the
thinking
same
about.
day, then you already voted.
No, they're first though.
They're the first state to do
So
that.
it's going to be different days. Iowa's the first day.
Iowa's the first state.
That's the
where
first day we're
being
gonna find
held.
out that's going who gonna
That's
be who.
Iowa's the first state where
I
the
guess
caucus
from
is
what
being
we were
held.
just told.
That's the
Yeah,
first,
but
the
it-
first state.
Because the election's not even
I see
till.
what you're saying. You're saying
November.
like somebody's going to go online and say Iowa won, and then they go vote. You see what I'm saying? But I think that everybody,
you
the
still-
whole votes would get tallied
No,
up.
no,
and
you
then
I'm
still-
so
they
confused.
do-
You're not
You
understanding.
still got to
I
get
know,
the
no,
primary.
he said-
You got to still get the primary. See, we're not at that point yet.
Yeah, this
we
is
got to
the-
figure
this is
out
the-
who gonna be for the Republicans and who gonna be for the Democrats.
Oh,
Y'all see what's going on?
this is that.
This is
Yeah.
how they pick who's
Okay.
gonna vote, who's gonna run.
Now I see.
Okay,
This
so
is-
Iowa makes that decision.
This is like the
They're
time
first
trial.
state
They're the first
to
state.
vote for that.
for that decision. Who
Yeah.
gets to
Yes,
run.
for that
Okay,
decision.
okay.
I see.
Yes.
I see now.
Yes.
Okay,
Now
so,
I see.
All right.
So it's two separate voting things then.
No, no,
Yes.
look, this
There's
is
the
to
caucus.
win.
There's the caucus
To become
and once-
a Republican
once you
to
make,
run.
Once you make it out
You
the
know?
caucus, then you go to the primary election. So to be
Okay.
on the ballot in the primary election, you have to win
you
in
know
the
how to end is
caucus.
two people.
You have to get enough votes in the caucus. Now does that make sense for you?
No, yeah, it does. It does. It's just
I see now too. I didn't see earlier,
Yeah,
but now
I
I
was
see.
confused as hell. I was confused as hell.
You gotta get your name on the
But-
ballot.
So it's basically like, think about it, if it was a team, right? And they like, okay, this is how we gonna figure out who the starters are to go to the game.
Literally type shit.
like that.
Literally type shit.
Both every
Simple.
state in the United States votes for that, or just Iowa.
Iowa's
but
the
they're
number one.
first.
They
Every
first.
state, Iowa's the first one to do that.
They the
bro.
first little.
So that's why he's campaigning so
Yeah,
hard.
okay,
in
that makes
Iowa.
sense. You
That's
want
why Trump was there the whole
makes sense,
the
that makes
whole
sense, that
time
makes
when
sense.
everybody's still talking at the convention.
Yeah,
Trump
yeah,
been
yeah.
in Iowa.
he feel like he got Iowa locked in.
All right.
Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
That's what former.
Alleged inability to manage
makes sense.
anti-Semitism across the campus and protect Jewish students. She's also facing nearly 50 accusations
50 is
of
crazy.
distinct incidents of plagiarism in her publications, her academic publications.
Harvard.
All this coming to a
plagiarist.
head.
So, like-
it looks like this afternoon.
What type of
Harvard Crimson
plagiarism?
and the Boston Globe are now reporting that she is going to step aside and announce
I wonder.
resignation imminently.
That's what she get.
Why would somebody just hit her up? Just say, man, let me look at her paperwork.
Well, I mean, what type of plagiarism? Like, did she just like write an essay
Turn
and
it in
not
dot
cite
com.
it?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Like, I don't-
ladies,
I'm
this video is
confused.
brought. Claudine, the affirmative action hire at Harvard as the
Oh,
president,
wow.
the first black woman, I think she is, and she's had the shortest tenure out of any president in Harvard's history. I think she was the president for like 6 months. And she got ousted because of the stupidity and the things that she said when she was at the House floor, giving her testimony, or the lack thereof, about the violent behavior, and I say violent behavior, the verbal violent behavior, or the igniting of potential violent behavior by the verbal things that the students were saying on Harvard campus. She could not fix her mouth to say that asking or calling for the genocide of Israelis
Yeah, she did do that.
is against the policy on campus.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Now you got to think Harvard is a
gotta
private
put a lid on that.
university. So that means they can have whatever guidelines and restrictions they want towards free speech or wherever else that they feel is necessary. Now, we know for a fact, and I can put my life on it, that if you got on campus at Harvard with tiki torches and yelling that black people need to all go to Africa and you hope they all decease or cease to exist, I guarantee you get kicked out of Harvard. How much you want to bet you get kicked out of Harvard?
Yeah,
if
you
you just
definitely
run
would.
around shouting the N-word
That's 2 + 2.
at Harvard with a Klan's hoodie on, they're not going to see that as free speech like they do the Palestinian stuff.
Yeah.
They gonna kick your butt out of Harvard.
That's very true.
You will never step foot on Harvard again if you ran around chanting the N-word. Okay. Don't believe me. We all know the truth. But I want you guys to hear what Claudine Gay had to say before she resigned, thankfully, which is 2 down and there's still 1 to go. But let's play the clip of Claudine. Wrote a clip.
Our university embraces a commitment to free expression. That commitment extends even to views that many of us find objectionable, even outrageous. We do not punish or sanction people for expressing such views. But that is a far cry for endorsing them. It's in the exercise of our freedom to speak that we reveal our characters, and we reveal the character of our institution. We can issue public pronouncements declaring the rightness of our own points of view and vilify.
So she made this speech on ChatGPT.
I'm gonna lie. No, she has like essays or something. No, but it's not. I don't think it's a good idea to be the president of a university and not condemn any type of something that could be. I don't think we realize. You not condemn any type of hate speech towards anybody on your university. Oh hell no, you chicken.
She's definitely.
Like you can't do that at school. Everybody at school has to feel welcome.
But I don't think we realize how bad Vivek cooked her because he basically said that she got hired because maybe she got hired because of affirmative action.
Well, that's what I'm confused about the end of what Vivek said about the free speech, though.
We can run it back at the end. Yeah. He has some.
I need to watch after watching this. I need to watch that again.
Doing that TikTok, I was confused about that. I wasn't really. I heard.
Let's watch the rest of this and then spin back on that.
We can go back.
It's in the exercise of our freedom to speak that we reveal our characters, and we reveal the character of our institution. We can issue public pronouncements declaring the rightness of our own points of view and vilify those who disagree. Or we can choose to talk and to listen with care and humility, to seek deeper understanding, and to meet one another with compassion. We can inflame an already situation on our campus. Or we can focus our attention where it belongs, on the unfolding tragedy thousands of miles away. We can ask ourselves how, as human beings, we can be helpful to people who are desperately trying to protect themselves and their families, people who are fighting to survive. How we go forward as a community is up to each of us. I've spent most of my career at this institution. I have seen the people of Harvard come together despite their differences.
She basically saying that's
I know
Palestine, though.
that we are capable of meeting this 100%. Moment and meeting one another with grace.
You can't pick a side.
Funny that the only grace. It's funny that the only grace that they talk about is the grace on their side. They don't want to meet MAGA supporters with grace. But let me say this, Claudine, why are you not talking about the plagiarism claims? People think that Claudine just got ousted and was voluntold to resign just because of what she said on Congress floor.
I'm gonna deny.
Or the House floor. That's not why she resigned. She resigned in addition to that because she got caught plagiarizing. Carol Swain wrote a statement, and I think I'm interviewing her this week on the radio, about Claudine plagiarizing her material allegedly. So it's not just that she spent 6 months, the shortest tenure of any president in the history of Harvard.
Yeah, she got some strikes.
Pretty much told a lie about their policies, in my opinion, based on what she said and based on what I know to be true.
You got to put a lid on that.
Because I guarantee you, like I said, if somebody with torches and Ku Klux Klan hoodies on, it's no way in the world they would.
You can't allow that shit on college campus. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can't. No,
like if I was the president of a university, I'm not allowing no speech on no side. Like we're not doing that shit.
You cannot do that.
I'm not doing that. Like y'all go to a public place, but y'all not gonna do that on this here campus.
That's basically like going out there shouting the LGBTQ shit in front of the campus.
They did that at our campus.
Do that.
Yeah, but
that shit gotta be shut down.
No, that's free speech.
That's not the same. I wouldn't
because they're not calling for like the execution of no one. They're not persecuting no one. They speaking so they can be away. You know what I'm saying? But like
they can keep doing their thing. I ain't even mad at that.
On campus though,
but it's a
it's gay students that go to school.
But if your free speech is calling for the killing of other people,
like you can't come out and say, "Oh, free Palestine" or "Oh, stand where Israel." I'm not having that. Neither that. I'm not having none of that on my campus.
It's too touchy of a subject.
Yeah, it's way too touchy.
So I would say, okay, with this certain
it's
one,
way too
let's
touchy.
not do this.
Like I'm gonna be like, look, we support. I'm gonna say, if I was the president, I'm gonna say, look, we support y'all views, but y'all can't come out on campus and parade around with this.
But that's against your free speech.
Okay, but we saying, but we just saying.
But it causes violence. If it causes violence, if you can be okay, due to the cause of violence.
Bro, it's not really condemning your free speech because there's certain things you're allowed to do and not allowed to do on the college.
It's just no hate speech.
She's a little woke, bro. I heard her talk on the House floor. She's woke as hell.
We know that, but she did, and she took a side. She clearly took a political side.
You think so?
Yeah.
How?
She basically said she was staying with Palestine in that last video. He said it too.
Yeah.
Really?
You didn't get that from her?
Nah.
Well, on the House floor, she basically was. People were asking her. I ain't gonna say they asked her, "Do you condemn Hamas?" But it was kind of a question like that, and she basically didn't say anything.
Oh damn.
So that's the problem.
It's clear. It's extremely clear to me.
That was the main problem. That's why he said the floor. That's why he said that.
Well, I also did see where a lot of donors were like finna stop donating to Harvard and things, and like all the backlash because of the stuff that's been going on their campus that they've yet to condemn and put a lid on. It's probably damaging the public image of the university, which is causing donors to not want to donate. So that could also have a huge implication on her being fired, along with the not condemning it and the plagiarism. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
I just wonder what the plagiarism, my fault, was just a he say, she say thing.
Well, I mean, but like, even if it is a he say, she say thing, even if it is a he say thing, if someone published an article and then she went and wrote the same things that they put in that article and passed it off as her work, that's plagiarism.
You the president.
But the woman said, the woman he's talking to said that she copied off her work.
But that might not have been
that's plagiarism.
But she has proof because you wrote it on the day.
If you wrote an article and I went and took stuff out that article and didn't cite where I got it and put it in my article and said it's my words, you could come out and say you stole that from me. That's plagiarism.
So why are you saying that shit? They could be
so that's literally
because it's literally black and white.
I ain't saying
it's
framing her. I'm just saying like
she got 50
that isn't just some that just come out when all of this come out.
Harvard,
that's an elite institute. They should have been on that.
But it's only been 6 months.
She's done.
She only had 6 months.
Yeah.
She's done.
In 6 months, she got 50 allegations to this.
Plagiarism thing has been a thing.
So how long has she been the president?
6 months. That's what he just said. The shortest of all time.
She's done. That's why Vivek said, I don't know if you got hired because of affirmative action. That was a shot. That was like, we cooking. We're going to go into that though.
Well,
why is everybody frying her so bad?
This year, we're going to let OT ride on some videos, y'all. Guys, we're going to let him speak. But some videos, we're going to cut him off, because we like his clips sometimes. But so far in 2024, OT been cooking, though.
Yeah.
So it's not just that she spent 6 months, the shortest tenure of any president in the history of Harvard, because she pretty much told a lie about their policies, in my opinion, based on what she said and based on what I know to be true, because I guarantee you, like I said, if somebody went with tiki torches and Ku Klux Klan hoodies on, there's no way in the world they would accept that at Harvard. And no way that they should, probably.
That's the biggest debunking.
Because if you're making others, think about this for a minute. If you're making other students feel incredibly uncomfortable by provoking a reaction from them, by doing something that seems to go against the policy of fairness and reasonableness on campus, then you should probably be asked to stop doing it or be relieved from campus, right? If guys were walking on campus without their shirt on in a Speedo, and women were feeling uncomfortable because they walking around half naked with their genitals showing, at least in part, a person would probably say, hey man, on a private campus, people pay big money to come here. And this is not a place for you to be doing that. So there is a policy and decorum for expressing yourself, and doing it like this is not legitimate.
Damn. Basically
There's no
she's
point for racism on campus. Not on a private campus where you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get an education just for people to walk around and be racist. That's the same thing that the Palestinian protesters are doing. They're being racist against Jews. And they're talking about from the river to the sea. They're talking about committing genocide.
Oh, that's bad.
That's racism.
Yeah.
And I think that there's no place for racism on campus. That's not a freedom of speech.
She let her feelings get involved in it because some people would say that the river to the sea means a different thing.
No, river to the sea means that's like calling for
what one side is saying and one side is saying a different thing though.
People are saying
on the Palestinian side they're saying that the river to the sea does not mean the genocide of.
So what are they saying it means though?
I don't know, but that's what I've heard about it.
Oh, I've only heard the
even Hassan has said that. He said before we interviewed him, he said I'll tell y'all what it really means.
Did he?
No, we
didn't ask him. We didn't ask him.
We got a little
but
sidetracked.
so that's what I'm saying. She might got that information and was just, in her feelings, and she was just using too much emotion.
I ain't gonna lie.
This sounds bad.
Like the woke dude. If students,
as the president, if students on your campus are feeling discriminated against, you have to do something to make sure they're protected. They pay for the school to stay open.
For sure.
They keep the
That's your
enrollment numbers
customers.
up. That's literally who you're the president of. Is them. You have to protect them.
They have been having board meetings on board meetings about the situation. She will not condemn them. Literally.
That's
been
crazy.
going on.
So she's out of there.
You gotta protect your
And
students.
she was plagiarizing.
Yeah.
You
That's
gotta,
what
you gotta
On
protect
a
your
private
students.
campus.
That's like, hold on. Never
Let me
mind.
give you an example. That's like somebody working for my company, they have the freedom to speak in my company, and somebody's saying derogatory things about women, saying vulgar things about sexual positions.
You gotta go.
Well, yeah, you have the freedom to say that, right? Not at work. This is a private company. I can have a policy in place that protects my other employees from you being stupid and harassing them,
He
or being
cooking this
sexually
year,
explicit,
man.
or whatever the case may be. Those things work in tandem. But I'm glad to see Claudine get up out of there, and the rest of them.
so funny, bro.
Because what they did was smug, and in my opinion, it was disingenuous. They only did this because they hate Jews and they hate Israel.
Oh, wow.
And they are allowed to get away with rhetoric that feeds into the hatred that they have for Israel.
Oh, wow.
There is no peace. Let me say this.
That's
I
pretty
told you I was
extreme
gonna
right
get off
there.
this
People was
thing
getting
like
their
that.
feelings involved in it that bad.
He even
That
said
was
he was
pretty
done
There
talking about
is
this
no
shit.
peace talk with terrorists until you can acknowledge that Hamas committed a terrorist attack against Israel, and they have every right to defend themselves and every right to eliminate a terrorist group. We ain't speaking the same language. Y'all acting
quiet.
like this is a battle between two factions of people who are disagreeing over landmass. No, one group of people committed a terrorist attack against the other group, killing innocent people by the thousands, raping them and doing all kind of stuff. That's what we talking about here. And then the other said, "You'll never do this again. Let's eliminate y'all."
Damn.
It's really that simple. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.
We don't talk about that. We
Nah, I
choose
ain't trying-
peace.
yeah, we choose peace. We not
Yeah,
arguing about that no more.
peace.
We used to argue about that a lot off
Hours
camera,
on
y'all.
hours, guys.
Off camera.
Off
Y'all missed
camera.
most of the arguments about that.
So
y'all.
I can see
so
why
let us choose
the
peace
president
today.
was in her feelings about the situation, but as a president, you can't make decisions like that.
Off emotion.
I mean, the plagiarism situation.
You have to protect your
we gotta get
students.
some
The
plagiarism
plagiarism was a
you
new-
are the president.
I was gonna say, look, that's like that's like you on the football team, right? And you tweet something like that makes the team look bad.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
like you
say
have
that.
the freedom of speech, but you representing the team.
Yeah.
So you kicked off. And on top of that, you got caught smoking weed, like the plagiarism. So you
like the
done.
head coach of a football team saying free Palestine.
Yeah, exactly.
A head
Same.
college coach saying that shit. You the head of the university, lady. Yeah, man. It's
can't pick a side.
Yeah, you gotta stay neutral and stand on business.
Let me make sure. Let me see that he cook it really as bad as I think he cooked.
Yeah, let me see Vivek one more time. 'Cause I'm trying to figure out what he was saying.
Yeah, me too. I only heard one part of it that was pretty good.
Things to exit out of in my brain.
Ah, damn, it's Beanie.
Guilty of
Hey, Beanie B. Josie.
virtually every plagiarism crime we have a law for. What good are sources when you don't cite them?
So she didn't cite her sources, or she's cooked.
No, this is a joke.
You will write your own papers, whether you want to or not.
Hey, I'm telling you, people fall in love with the Chat GPT, man. Hey, man, I ain't.
Okay, one more time here.
I'm a victim of Chat GPT.
This just dropped. Harvard's Professor Claudine Gay, who is also now the president of the university, at least as of this morning, has resigned. Nominally, it was about the plagiarism issues, where this woman appears like she's been plagiarizing a good portion of the articles that she's ever written. But it also comes in the aftermath of this debate about campus free speech. Now, here's my view. One lesson is affirmative action is not only bad in college admissions, it's bad in college university president hiring. If this was a person who was hired for affirmative action, it became a lot harder to fire her. But thankfully, the right result was reached and she stepped aside. But where does Harvard go forward from here? That's the real question. You're going to have the people who say that they need a president who takes a stronger stand against anti-Semitic speech. I view it differently. I think we need a president who takes a stronger stand for free speech of Harvard, and also a president of the United States who does the same thing. So I'm going to do my part, and I hope Harvard's board steps up too. Free speech, baby.
So he's basically saying the board of Harvard should step up and defend free speech. So is he speaking in favor of?
He should have both sides. That's why I said I think he's allowing them to have both sides.
Yeah, but
that's where I come from.
That would be like speaking in favor of what she was doing in a sense. Is that not?
I'm confused. No, I don't think he was though. She was cooking her so bad. Well, you know what I think it could be.
She was the free speech basically. That's what she was saying.
I could be thinking too deep into it, but it might be that he said what they're gonna do is they're gonna use this to get someone in there who's anti-free speech in general. So they're gonna use what happened to now stop free speech in general at Harvard moving forward.
No,
that's what it is.
Well, maybe
he was saying he wanted to be for free speech. He said a president, also a president at a university.
Yeah, because he's talking about the president of the United States.
But she was basically in favor of free speech.
In the United States. Yeah.
So then he was basically saying maybe he was making fun of her for plagiarizing and saying that's why she was a DEI, and then saying, I don't know, maybe speaking up, like speaking in favor.
I don't think he was.
Why don't I can't tell?
Because he said a lot.
I literally can't tell.
I think that he was saying that they're going to use this to stop free speech in general. Because he's saying because he always talks about how they're trying to stop free speech in America, and when he's the president, he's going to stop that. So he's saying they're going to take this situation and take advantage of it. And at Harvard, they're going to get a president in there who stands against free speech.
That could be it. Maybe we ask him in Iowa.
That's my take.
Because he put himself in a position.
He put that in the notes.
I feel like because he put himself in that position, I think he stands with them having their free expression, but he was against the violence of it. That's why I think he's trying to. That's why I think that's.
But like, how can be for both in that situation?
We're lucky we're gonna get to ask him, man.
He probably stand neutral because Vivek is also from the Middle East too. Like his people.
No, but he's been talking about
his people is from the Middle East.
They're from India.
But he's been
they're from Asia. Is in that area. I'm tripping. It's in Asia. India is in Asia.
But it's not in the Middle East though.
That is in Asia.
But it's not in the Middle East, I don't think.
Yeah, it's in East Asia, though.
But I don't think no one calls India the Middle East.
I don't think so either.
No, that was I messed up the region.
Okay,
but it's
so
in that area.
maybe we can get a reaction with him and run his clip and say, brother,
what did you mean by that?
Explain, brother. Yeah, we got
what did you mean by that?
We're going to be of a vacant.
We get to ask them, y'all. So if you have any questions, y'all holla at us, man. And the most like questions we going to ask.
For sure. Let's put $5
and subscribe to the channel. We don't be saying that no more.
He's going to just say he was.
What you already said.
Yes.
Don't even try to repeat.